Today, we're diving into 6 criminally underrated isekai anime that almost nobody talks about, but absolutely should. If you're tired of recycled plots and predictable tropes, these hidden gems will slap your expectations, rebuild them, then slap them again. Kicking off with number 6, SANDA. SANDA is one of those shows that makes you lean forward like, wait, what did I just watch? It throws you straight into a world where Christmas isn't just canceled, it's outlawed like it committed tax fraud. And our boy SANDA? He's basically the chosen child of holiday rebellion, which is the funniest sentence I've ever typed. The world building is chaotic in the best way possible. You're dropped into a society where joy is suspicious, Santa is borderline mythical, and kids are trying to figure out why the adults act like decorations are dangerous contraband. It has that energy of What If Attack on Titan, but instead of Titans, it's children versus an anti-Christmas government. And honestly, I respect the chaos. What makes SANDA so fun is that it embraces its weirdness with full confidence. You get emotional beats, you get goofy character dynamics, and you get these intense battles that feel way too dramatic for a show about holiday oppression. And don't get me started on the villains. These people act like tinsel personally ruined their childhoods. SANDA deserves way more hype for being bold, bizarre, and surprisingly heartfelt. It's the kind of anime where you stay for the comedy, then suddenly realize you're invested in the plot. A wild ride, totally worth jumping on. Sliding to number 5, Kuroshitsuji. Yes, technically not a traditional isekai. But let's be honest, the moment you sign a contract with a demon butler and dive into Victorian crisis core London, you've basically been transported to another world, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all of it. Kuroshitsuji thrives on its gothic drama, snarky humor, and Sebastian being so effortlessly perfect that every other butler in anime should file a complaint. Meanwhile, CL walks around like the CEO of Trauma, a 12-year-old whose entire personality is vengeance, sass, and questionable decision-making. You love him, but also want to gently shake him. What makes this series special is its atmosphere. Every episode feels like it was dipped in luxury, tragedy, and eyeliner. And the arcs? Some of them go way darker than you expect. One minute you're laughing at Sebastian trolling everyone within a 10-mile radius. The next minute you're staring at your screen like, did they just, oh wow, okay. Kuroshitsuji hits that sweet spot between supernatural mystery, emotional storytelling, and absolute chaos. And Sebastian? He's the anime version of I could fix him, but also he could absolutely ruin my life, and I'd say thank you. This series isn't just underrated, it's timeless. If you've slept on it, wake up. If you watched it years ago, rewatch it. It holds up frighteningly well. Landing on number 4, Moriarty the Patriot. Yes, another technical non-isekai, but hear me out. When you enter this anime, you're stepping into such a stylized, beautifully crafted version of Victorian England that it practically counts as being transported. And honestly, this show is simply too good to ignore. This series gives you Sherlock Holmes energy, but focuses on Moriarty as a gorgeous, brilliant, morally questionable anti-hero who looks like he walked out of a high-end perfume commercial. And the wild part? You end up rooting for him. Because in this world, he's not just a villain. He's a social reformer who said, if the system is broken, I'm breaking people with it. Every episode blends stylish visuals, sharp dialogue, and suspense that creeps up on you. The crimes are crafted like puzzles, with Moriarty pulling strings like he's hosting the deadliest TED Talk in history. Meanwhile, Sherlock pops in with that chaotic genius energy that makes every encounter feel like a battle of IQ points and snark. The show dances between morality and madness, making you question who's actually right. And the soundtrack? Gorgeous. Like, I need to wear a long coat and walk in slow motion. Gorgeous. Moriarty the Patriot is one of those anime people forget to recommend, but once you watch it, you immediately start recommending it to everyone else. Absolute top-tier storytelling. And trust me, number 3, it'll mess with your head in the best way possible. Looking at number 3, 100 Sleeping Princes and the Kingdom of Dreams. Okay, listen, this anime is visually pretty, emotionally soft, and has more sparkly dream magic than should legally be allowed. It feels like someone gave a fantasy otome game an anime budget and said, go wild. And it did. The story drops you into a dream world where princes are literally trapped in magical sleep. because, of course, they are. This is anime, and our heroine, she gets dragged into this kingdom and instantly becomes responsible for waking these gorgeous, personality-filled dream princes. Not a bad gig, honestly. What makes this show underrated is how comforting it is. It's not trying to be edgy or world-ending. It's trying to whisk you away into a magical realm where feelings matter, relationships are tender, and every prince looks like he stepped off a magazine cover. The vibes are immaculate. There's adventure, emotional moments, gentle humor, and a whole dream world aesthetic that feels like a warm blanket. But don't let the softness fool you. The story has depth. The dream creatures? Low-key creepy. The mystery behind the sleeping princes? Surprisingly intense. And the arcs? Packed with charm. If you like fantasy worlds with personality and a cast of gorgeous boys carrying the emotional burden of the universe, this show is exactly your lane. Dropping into number 2, Infinite Dendrogram. Now this is a proper isekai for the gamers out there. Infinite Dendrogram throws you into a VRMO world so detailed it feels like an entire civilization got stuck in a video game and collectively agreed to vibe with it. Our boy Ray hits the login screen expecting a normal RPG experience, but nope. The game basically says, surprise! Every NPC has real emotions and your decisions actually matter. And suddenly, he's dealing with quests that feel way too personal. Enemies with tragic backstories, and boss battles that refuse to stay in their lane. The cool part? The game's system is ridiculously deep. Embryos? Overpowered but unpredictable. Combat? Creative and chaotic. The world? Expansive enough to make other RPG anime look like glorified tutorial levels. And the characters. Oh, the characters. Ray is genuinely likable, his brother is hilariously overpowered, and every ally or enemy adds something interesting. But the real charm is how seriously the world treats consequences. You don't just clear a quest, you shape lives. Lives with emotions. Some of the arcs hit way harder than you expect. Infinite Dendrogram isn't the flashiest isekai, but it has heart, detail, and world building that doesn't get enough love. An underrated gem for anyone who loves strategy, adventure, and battles with actual stakes. Finally, landing at number 1, Fate Grand Order the Movie. Divine Realm of the Round Table, Camelot. If you like epic battles, emotional suffering, and Arthurian legends turned into anime fever dreams, this movie is an absolute serving. Camelot takes the Fate formula, mythology, drama, and light existential dread, and cranks it to legendary status. The story yeets you into a devastated desert landscape ruled by a version of King Arthur who went full divine ruler mode. She's not evil, just terrifying in a I will purify the world even if I break everything kind of way. And the mission? Stop her before humanity gets Thanos snapped without the finger snap. The animation? Gorgeous. Every fight is fluid, weighty, and cinematic. Bediver's arc? Emotional damage in 4K. The knights? Complex, tragic, and beautifully written. But the real beauty of this story is how personal it feels. This isn't just a showdown. It's a philosophical argument about justice, mercy, guilt, and what it actually means to save people. Fate fans already know this franchise doesn't hold back, but Camelot hits different. It's underrated because most people assume it's just another Fate project. But this one is special. If you love grand storytelling with emotional punches, this is a must-watch. And that wraps up 6 underrated isekai worlds worth diving into. Whether you want dream kingdoms, VR chaos, or Fate-level heartbreak, there's something here for every anime fan. Drop your favorites in the comments, hit like if you discovered something new, and subscribe for more deep dives and wild anime recommendations every week.